For Indonesia to be a global leader in technology, our infrastructure must be world class. For the next 100 years, the technologies that will drive global growth will be blockchain, AI, robotics, quantum computing. And we need the education, we need the infrastructure, and we need the leadership to make sure that we are ahead of that curve. Because if we do this right, our children will stand shoulder to shoulder with the Western children and surpass the West in our ability to be able to perform in this future, and our families will benefit from it. So this idea of upstream digitalization is crucial in that process. If we can just understand it and we can have future-looking leaders like Gibran bring this to the forefront and actually implement it, then Indonesia will be attractive to the best investment and the best expertise in the world. So that's why it's so important to me. If you don't know me, my name is Sim Khela. I was born in a tuk-tuk in India, and I lived for 9 years as a farmer in a mud house right on the floor, and I know what it's like when there isn't opportunity in the world. And luckily, I got to go to the West and be able to learn technology. And I've now been gifted the opportunity to be the Indonesian ambassador to the Global Blockchain Business Council. And this is an organization that brings together over 500 of the largest institutions, banks, asset managers, governments, sovereign wealth funds, all the biggest players in the blockchain space, so that we can work together to build an infrastructure that is going to run countries and the entire globe for the next 100 years, at least for the next 100 years. Now, trillions of dollars are committed to make this process happen, and committed to countries that can understand this process. But in my journey of consulting governments and consulting all these asset managers and family offices, what I keep hearing is that the countries aren't ready yet. Especially a country like Indonesia, the ways of thinking, especially in the old politicians, are the old ways of thinking. So they don't understand ideas like upstream digitalization. The new leadership, especially young leaders like Gibran, give me so much hope, because he's the first person that I've seen actually mention all of these things and understand the importance of all of these things. Because if we want our families to prosper and have the same opportunity and the same growth as the West, then we have to make sure we play this technology game right. In this video, I want to describe what upstream I can't even say it properly. What upstream digitalization is, right? It's even hard to say. So I want you to think about it like this. The world today runs on technology. The technology that runs the world today, the computers that run the world today, are computers that were built on technology that is from the 90s and the 2000s. It's very old. Now, what I would like to do is actually show you what this looks like. So I'm going to switch over and I'll show you this. The Global Blockchain Business Council has been working on upstream digitalization globally for years, because we realize all the countries need to go through this process of upgrading the infrastructure. And there are trillions of dollars dedicated to this process just to get the infrastructure upgraded. And then there are hundreds of trillions of dollars that will be used to actually tokenize the real world assets of the world. Nature will be tokenized, real estate will be tokenized, all of the natural wealth and all of the wealth of countries will be tokenized, stocks will be tokenized, bonds will be tokenized. So in order for us to understand this idea of upstream digitalization, we have to look at how the internet works, okay? So let's do that. This is how the internet actually runs. Web 1 was this, where it was the internet that you could just go read. Just remember the old websites where you could just read what's there? Web 2 was this idea where we had social interaction, where not only do we read the internet, we were creating the internet. We would post things on social media. We would give our data, and we would interact with the internet. And then the internet would watch back and would learn about us like it does with Google and Facebook and all that stuff. Now, the problem with that was that Google made all the money. Facebook made all the money because they had all the computers. They connected all the computers in one place. They ran the websites from them and apps from them, and they made all the money. So now The next stage is a different way of connecting computers together. And that's what we call Web 3, right? Web 3 is this idea that no longer do we need to run computers in one place. Everybody can run computers in different places. They can all connect together so that when somebody uses the computers, everybody makes money. But what it also does is nobody can go into the computers and just change the computers for their benefit. Like Google can do whatever they want with their computers. Facebook can do whatever they want with their computers. With Web3, once the code is coded, once it's made fair, nobody can go inside and mess with it. And we can go check to make sure that it's running properly. So this is how it will actually work, okay? The internet is the internet, the broad information connection that we have. That is connected to hardware, computers that are running in different places all around. That then has different things running on it. It has storage, messaging, data, computing, digital assets, Internet of Things. All those things are connected to that hardware. But again, it's not just running in one place. It's running in many different places, connected together. That allows fairness, that allows security, that allows equal access and opportunity. We can run them, our children can run them. All of that infrastructure then has apps running on top. They're called dApps, decentralized apps. Same kind of apps that we're used to. And then that will have browsers running on top, like we do in the internet age. But the big difference is that the code that's running it is built in a way that's fair. So humans can't corrupt it and cause problems with it. It's running in many different places, so no one person controls it. It's more fair again. And it's transparent, so we can all see it. Plus, through this process, we have the ability to participate. So when we buy a coin, right? When you buy a crypto coin, now I get it. A lot of cryptos are scams. Too many cryptos have been scams. We need regulated cryptos. We need officially government certified cryptos that we know are not scams. When you buy that coin, allows you to use these computers. And if these computers do something valuable, then it's just like owning a share of Google. It's just like owning a stock of Facebook. And this whole process of going from the old internet, this Web 2 internet, where big companies own all the computers, to this new infrastructure and new internet is what we're talking about when we say upstream digitalization. Is digitizing and digitalizing the entire computer network and the systems that run the country and run businesses all the way up the stream to the internet. That's the idea. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Now, what are the benefits? One, it allows us to interoperate. That's huge because now we can operate and interoperate with the global systems. If Indonesia is running the same systems or similar equivalent systems, then we can cooperate with the rest of the world, and money can move back and forth, information can move back and forth, data can move back and forth, and opportunity can move back and forth. We have authentication, so we can verify and make sure everything is done correctly. And we can verify that there's nothing unfair built into the system, that it's not corrupted. We have secured activity. So instead of one computer system running in one place that people can attack or change, this computer system is running everywhere. So if you attack a computer, there's a million other computers running. So it's more secure. And then new financial opportunities. Because now those trillions of dollars we keep talking about can flow into these systems. And for that money to come to Indonesia is the snap of a finger. Because today, if money needs to come to Indonesia, it has to go through the American system, the SWIFT system. In this way, Indonesia will have its own independence. And plus, our kids and our youth will be educated on all of this stuff. So when companies want to build on all of this, they will come to Indonesia. They will use the Indonesian infrastructure because they know the leadership understands it better than America or China or India. They will then hire our children as the experts to work on these companies, and then our children will make the same kind of money that the West makes. So our families will benefit from this whole process. So what are these technologies? Which technologies do we use to actually go through this upstream digitalization process? First one is blockchain. Blockchain is computers connected all over the place. Instead of one big company running computers in one place, Computers are connected in running in many places. The owners of the computers get paid in coins, and the coins can be turned into money. That's the idea of blockchain. Simple. It's just a new way to connect computers together. More safe, better, easier to verify. Okay, simple. On that blockchain will be things like artificial intelligence. And artificial intelligence is a digital brain. And the digital brain has digital expertise inside. Now, that digital expertise, if we can teach our children and educate our children to use that digital expertise, then they can go in and they can have access to the same kind of lawyers that all the other countries have, the same kind of accountants, the same kind of education, the same kind of copywriting, the same kind of all the expertise that's in the world that was so expensive that we couldn't access. Now through AI, we can access it. So blockchain is running the computers. Artificial intelligence is giving us access to the mental capacity and the brilliance and the genius that the West has access to. Now, all of that is going to exist inside of a metaverse. And metaverse, you'll see it coming soon, will be headsets that we put on where you can experience the internet in 360. So the internet will go from this square experience to the 360 experience. But what that will also do is it'll bring the digital world out into the physical world, because we will see digital entities, and it's going to get crazy. But the idea is that we will be able to interact with anywhere in the world, and these new computers and these new intelligences will exist inside of a new digital world, the new digital universe. Now, in that digital world, the work that gets done in the digital world will need to be paid for by digital money. And that's what DeFi is, decentralized finance. It's basically the same old financial system being brought into this new age. It's literally the upstream digitalization of the financial system, and we're calling it DeFi, decentralized finance. Machine learning is going to be the physical machines that actually run the AI. Internet of Things is going to be all of the sensors that feed data into this system. Non-fungible tokens, or NFTs, are digital ways to be able to show ownership of something. So if you own a piece of land, you can say, look, I have this NFT, I own this piece of land, instead of today having papers. GameFi is going to be gaming finance. And decentralized autonomous organizations, DAOs, are going to be digital, automated companies that run according to code that's running fair. Now, think about all of this. This probably blew your mind. This is the stuff we need to understand. This is the stuff we need to implement. This is the stuff our leadership need to understand, like Gibran keeps saying, for us to be able to move into this future. And the old schoolers, they don't understand any of this. So this isn't just ideas. This is being used today. Banking and finance, it's all of these companies that are using it. Healthcare, it's already being deployed across the globe. In proof of authenticity, which is proof of ownership, proof that you are the rightful owner of something. It's being deployed by all these companies in different countries. It's being used in business services. It's being used in sustainability. It's already being used across the world. And if we don't digitalize the entire infrastructure of Indonesia, we will get left behind. And if we do, our children will have the same opportunity. More money will flow to Indonesia. We will become attractive globally and become a global leader in this space, which means companies will come here and set themselves up. And people like myself who've come here from across the world, and we love this country and we want to raise our kids in this country, will be raised alongside all of our children that will stand shoulder to shoulder with all of the Western kids out there and be able to say, I'm proud to be Indonesian, and I'm proud to live in a country that is looking in the future, not looking in the past. So hopefully that makes sense. Please do something about this, because it's only through our own actions. It's only by putting the right people in the leadership of the country that we can drive the country in the right place. So I just want to say thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.